You're watching Single Process with Joe and Bob. We created this video series to help you navigate the difficult process of divorce, and we hope this helps you on your journey. Our episode today is on the top 10 things no one tells you about divorce. It's kind of like having kids. You know, you find out all these things once you take the baby home from the hospital.
Yeah, but if someone told you in advance, you'd probably never go through with it.
Exactly.
So yeah, but I was most shocked that like your friends completely change.
Everything changes about that,
Yes.
and your whole social construct changes and so much more. And we are lucky to have someone with us today who's going to give you a little insight into the things you probably should know.
Laura Campbell is with us today, and she is a divorce and life strategist who helps you transition through difficult stages of your life. She's also the author of The Divorce Organizer, which is basically our show in a binder. This is a great guide on financial, emotional, and legal advice all in one place. Laura, thank you for being here with us.
Welcome, Laura.
Thank you for having me.
We are so excited to have you here, and we are going to go straight to your top 10 things. And
I love this.
It's otherwise known as the real deal.
The real
The real deal, yes.
Yeah, otherwise known as.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Joe, go ahead.
All right. So divorce is a lonely road, and it probably needs to be. Wow, it is lonely.
It is. It's lonely, and it needs to be. It should be, and it needs to be.
What do you mean it needs to be?
It needs to be. It's a time where you can think of it as kind of a 52 card pickup, right? Everything gets thrown at the air and it lands everywhere.
Yeah.
And then it's time to kind of look and sift out what's going on, figure it out, pick up the things that are going to work for you, let go of the things that are not. And friends may not come along.
Yeah.
Family may not come along with you as you're going through that.
Yeah, I found that.
And we can try to fill it with all kinds of things, but the reality is it is a time for all of us to stand on our own and to create our pathway forward.
Okay, what about bad behavior speaks for itself? Number 2.
There's typically bad behavior involved in a divorce.
Not mine. I'm very
There
good.
can be. Let me say there can be. My hope is that there's not. However, here is the thing. It's really easy to want to call it out. Tell everybody about it. Call and tweet. And
Post it on Facebook.
Everybody. The reality is bad behavior speaks for itself. We don't have to say anything at all. And it actually makes it even more profoundly noticed when we don't.
I like that. Okay.
Right. Okay, so number 3, put your own oxygen mask on first before you can
Good
help
analogy.
the kids.
It's an old analogy, but a good analogy,
Okay.
right? And what it really means is that we can hide behind our kids and saying that we love them so much, all we want is for them to be okay. The reality is they're going to be as okay as we are. So it is imperative that we take care of ourselves first so that we actually can take care of the kids in the way that we want.
I love it. Okay, number 4. Divorce isn't fair. Life isn't fair.
There's not much
I
more to
want
say about that,
fair.
actually.
I want fair.
I mean, there's
There's no
really
fair.
not much more to say. Life isn't fair. Things aren't fair. For us to tell our kids or ourselves that it's otherwise is not really honest.
Well, because I think a lot of people say like, well, I didn't want this divorce, or, you know, I resent this. Tough crap, right? Life isn't fair. You're here.
When it feels really unfair, it's a signal that it's time to do some hard inner work.
Okay.
All right, next one.
Number 5.
There are always solutions, even if you can't see what they are right now.
Yes, and I don't believe divorce is a journey that we do alone. I believe in support, whether it's single process, whether it's a therapist, whether it's a strategist or coach like myself.
Yep.
We are not meant to do it alone because it's very hard for us to see things that aren't there. And yet life, this whole journey, the whole process is, and I often will say to clients, just because you can't see something doesn't mean it isn't there.
Yeah. Okay, number 6. It's all about you. And I actually have a hard time with this one. It's all about you. This is supposed to be a selfish...
Nope, I did not say selfish.
Oh, you didn't read the notes.
It's all
You
about
didn't.
you, but it's not about being selfish. The truth of the matter is that if it isn't about you, if you don't take the time to get yourself where you need to be, happy, healthy, and whole, you honestly can't give to anyone else. You cannot give to your kids. You cannot give to your friends
That's a little
and
bit
family.
selfish. Basically, you have to put yourself in a primary
It's called
spot.
self-care. It's
Self-care.
not selfish.
Okay, good distinction.
It's a hugely important distinction.
Next one. There is no way to predict what the future will hold. I love this one. This may be my favorite because sometimes we can't see beyond our own immediate pain or our own immediate difficulties.
Yeah, but have a little leap of faith a little bit.
An
on this.
exercise I do with my clients all the time is we reflect on looking back one year. if you look back 1 year from today, you couldn't have predicted that we'd be sitting here having this conversation, probably.
Nope.
Okay, which holds true that today there is no way for you to predict what is going to be on, next year on this date where you're going to be. There is no way to do it, so it's useless to try.
It's kind of remarkable the progress you'll make year to year if you just stop, just move forward.
If you focus on the things that matter,
yeah,
the rest falls into place.
Okay, I like it. All right, number 8. The sucker punches that divorce delivers.
The sucker punches. And I wrote a whole blog about this because you'll be driving along happily, right? In your car, you're doing whatever, and you will see something. You will hear a song. Someone will say something to you, and the wind will be knocked out of you. It will be something, whether it is the house that you used to live in, whether it is a song that you guys used to do something together. It comes out of nowhere. It doubles you over, your breath is away, and it's just important to know that they are just momentary sucker punches and that we breathe through them and that we'll get through them, but we have to be prepared for them. They are going to happen.
Like the first weekend that you don't have your kids, sometimes is like the biggest,
the first holidays without your kids, right?
Those are obvious ones, but I
first
agree.
new kiss with somebody afterwards can really.
I didn't mind that at all.
Well, I didn't either, and that's a whole different subject which we can go on. But the truth is, there are things that just
hit you
they come out of nowhere, and it's
what?
Our breath
Actually,
gets
you
taken
often
away.
say to me when I say I'm sorry, I'll call her. I'll be crying about something that seems old, past.
You should be over it. Yeah.
And she'll say, if you weren't crying, I'd actually worry about you, because that just shows that those feelings are really there.
It's part of who we are. It's our divorce is part of who we are.
But owning those emotions
Absolutely.
is helpful.
And prepare for them. They're going to happen.
I like it. Okay.
So the next one is that you may have something to learn from this process, right? That you can.
That's annoying, but okay.
There's so much to learn, and there's so much, and I get asked all the time, especially by people who have been cheated on, right? Who there's been infidelity, and they are the victims of it. And so the inclination is, I didn't do anything wrong. They did it. We all did something, even if it's that we allowed ourselves to stay in something longer than we should have because it wasn't good for us. There's something to be learned from that. So it's not about whose bad behavior was worse. It's truly about what is it that I can take from this that will help me move forward and create actually what I really do want.
Which actually leads into number 10, which is a great one. That this divorce can actually be the catalyst for a new and better life for you.
I attribute my marriage and my divorce with giving me everything I need to create exactly what I want. I mean, I was able to find love after divorce in a way that was love the kind I really wanted. I found so many important things, but I would not have done so had I not learned what I learned from my marriage and my divorce.
Good for you.
And so if we get that mindset, even if it's really, really hard, if you can take on that mindset, it's gonna propel you forward.
It's almost
in a
like one
completely
step back
way.
for 3 forward, right?
Exactly. Well, I feel that everything in my life has happened for a reason, and it has gotten me.
There has to be a reason.
here.
And this takes the fact that everything happens for a reason one step further, which is, what do I actually have to learn about myself? Really, and it's important work to do.
It's great, Laura. Thank you.
It's really terrific. I love
My
that.
pleasure.
Top 10.
I love it. So for these top 10 and more advice, log on to singleprocess.me.